Hey, what's up, guys? This is Katie Cloudy, and I know it's been some time since the last video, about 3 weeks. The thing is that I was supposed to have my final exams right now, like semester finals, but they got pushed back, postponed. So that left a bit of a gap for me to fill in. So I thought, why not just do my annual Q&A, Ask KD, where you guys ask questions over at Twitter and I answer them over here. And honestly, it's a little weird and obnoxious to think that anybody's like remotely interested in watching me answer a bunch of random questions. But if you are, thank you. And by the way, like, thank you, like, specifically, thank you for watching my videos, because 2020 has been a pretty crazy year for the channel. Like, the last 2 years, 2018, 2019, were like very, very lousy years in terms of channel growth. I barely uploaded, barely got any views. The channel was just barely afloat. And 2020 was the year we finally got to turn things around, got a bunch more views, got a bunch more new subscribers, and a bunch more new watch time revenue, and got a bunch of gear upgrades. So it's been pretty crazy that way. And yeah, thank you guys. You guys are the best if you chose to watch my videos. And yeah, before I start crying, let's answer some questions. Alright, Suraj asks, Silicon Valley or The Office? Very difficult question because I love them both. In fact, my top 3 favorite TV shows of all time: Silicon Valley, The Office, and Breaking Bad. No particular order. But if I had to choose between the two, I'll probably go with Silicon Valley. I mean, just because it's just tech oriented and it's shorter. The comedy is much more intensive, and it's the ending is great. So yeah, and the last 2 seasons of The Office I didn't like it as much. So yeah, I'll probably give it to Silicon Valley. And if you haven't watched Silicon Valley yet, if you are in the tech business, or if you are an aspiring engineer or whatever, entrepreneur, you should definitely watch it. It's on Hotstar, I believe. Yeah, definitely watch it. I know it's kind of a generic question, but how do you balance college assignments, projects with video production? Is there a certain level of sacrifice involved, or can both be managed well at the same time? So I've gotten plenty of questions along the same lines, like how do you balance something like a hobby like YouTube, or filmmaking, or poetry, running an Instagram page or whatever, along with academics, high school or college. And I mean, I'm no person to give an advice and tell you what to do, but what I did, I used to struggle with this, honestly. But the biggest mistake which I used to make was divide one single day, half of it would be studying and half of it would be making videos. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. The thing is that your brain is either in a creative mode or in a study mode, for the lack of a better term. And it's very hard to shift your focus in both of these modes very, very quickly. So while you're studying, you'll constantly think about when you'll finally finish studying and go to make videos. That kind of distracts you, and what will happen is that a few hours will go by and you'll have only finished like a couple of pages instead of a couple of chapters, and you will study over time. You study late nights, and your video production time is down in the drain. You did not study properly and you didn't get a video made. Not a very ideal scenario. So instead, what you do is you divide days of the week. So many days you'll study and so many days you'll dedicate towards your hobby or whatever it is. And also, one more thing I used to do was, like, if too many weeks went by where I did not upload a video in the middle of exams, what I would say to myself is that if I finish the syllabus early, I would push a video. And that never happens. Trust me, you never finish your syllabus early. And what happens is that you put this false expectation to yourself and you don't end up meeting it, and you feel even more guilty. And that doesn't do any good. You should have not even thought about making a video in the first place. And that's how you're even more relaxed while studying. And you should just forget about making videos while you're studying. And it should be like totally separate parts of your brain which are focusing on the other thing. Hopefully that made sense. Sorry if it didn't, but yeah. What would make you switch back to Android and Windows? That's a very good question. The thing is that I've been using a Mac for 2 years now, and I finally switched to an iPhone this year. And I've thought about it hard. And the only thing which would make me switch back to Windows, if suddenly, magically, if I develop an interest in gaming, I become a gamer, that's when I'll switch to Windows. And if I want to go back to Android, any three of these things need to happen. First, Samsung starts making Snapdragon based phones available in India. Second, Google starts launching their high-end Pixel phones in India. Third, OnePlus becomes an enthusiast brand again. Any of these things happen and I'll be happy to switch back to Android. Tell us about your programmer side and what languages you know and how's your CS graduation going. This kind of also ties into another question. When are we gonna get coding videos? Asked by Harsh Punjabi himself. About my programming portfolio, you can check out my GitHub and my LinkedIn. Send me a LinkedIn connection request. I'll be happy to accept. And for now, I'm kind of, like I said, I'm into full stack web development, Node.js, Express, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I'm mostly kind of a front end guy, and I've made some very cool projects with a bunch of my talented buddies. I'll leave a link to them below. And I kind of want to sort of tie this YouTube thing and my coding thing together and make meaningful content. I'm just not able to figure out what type of content it will be. So if you have any ideas, please leave some suggestions down below and I'll be happy to kind of check them out. Okay, this is a good one. So Mukrao asks, if you had the option to pick up a OnePlus 8 Pro with no display issues today, would you get it over the iPhone 12? Very deep question. Honestly, no. After using the iPhone 12, I don't think I'll go to the OnePlus 8 Pro just because of the camera. It's just so good. But I do believe there's an alternate universe somewhere where my unit was not defective and I never returned the OnePlus 8 Pro and was in the Android train. I guess that's basically it. That concludes Ask KD V4. V4. And I just want to end by wishing you a very happy new year and turn it back to you and ask you, what do you want to watch on this channel in 2021? If you have any ideas, if you have any suggestions, definitely leave them down below in the comments and I'll be happy to check them out. Once again, thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.